Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by King of the Cage Flyweight, Derrick Mandell. Derrick, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Derrick, you recently picked up a win back on January 8th at King of the Cage Thunder and Lightning. You defeated Ben Pierre Saint by second round submission due to a rear naked choke. How pleased were you with your performance in the fight?
I was really pleased. Everything went really well in that fight. I executed my stand-up the way I wanted to, and was ready to go to the ground if I had to. And when it did, I ended up sinking in that finish. Got a finish in the second round, and I was really happy with that. A lot of my pro fights I went to a decision, and I definitely was planning on making sure that this one didn't.
In 2015, you went 0-1, and I don't know what's worse, the fact that you went winless or the fact that you only fought once in that year. And now, obviously, the fight that you had in 2015, a very controversial loss, split decision to Josh Robinson. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but I thought, personally, you had won that fight. But back to the point about how you only fought one time in 2015. As we've turned the calendar and now we're in 2016, how does it feel to start off 2016 with a win?
Oh, it feels great. Definitely wanted to start the year off right. And like you said, 2015, I only fought that one time and had a controversial decision loss. And took some time off and went back to the drawing board, got a lot of training in, sharpened up a lot of my tools, and got ready for 2016 and planning on to make 2016 a great year.
So far in 2016, you don't have any time to take some time off because you're going to be fighting once again on January 30th at King of the Cage Cold War. You're going to be fighting for the interim King of the Cage Flyweight title. When exactly did you get the offer for this fight? And did you think you were in line for a title fight? Because obviously John Duvall and Ruben Duran, they were scheduled to fight during the exact same time you were scheduled to fight Ben Pierre Saint. So did you think if you were able to get by Ben Pierre Saint, you'd be in line for a title fight? And did you think that if one of these guys went down, that they'd insert you in their place and you'd fight one of those two guys? Did you think that you were in line for a title shot, or did this opportunity just come as a complete surprise to you?
This was a complete surprise. Once I got home, after I got that win, I got home and I came out of that fight with no injuries. Everything went very smooth for me. I got back to training the next day, and I got a call from my manager, Jeremy, letting me know that we had a big opportunity ahead of us. And right when I heard the opportunity to fight for a belt, and seeing that I had no injuries and was already back to training, I hopped on it as soon as I could.
You're fighting John Duvall. What are your thoughts about him as an opponent?
He's good. I know he's really lengthy. He's well-rounded. He's really good off his back. Has some good stand-up. Has some trick up his sleeve, and I'm just ready for anything. I'm ready to go in there. I'm ready to stand and bang with him. I'm ready to go to the ground. I'm ready to beat him wherever he wants to take the fight.
He's 5'10" or 5'11", depending on who you talk to. He's a very tall guy, especially for this weight class, 135 pounds. You don't see too many guys that are 5'10" or 5'11". So I'm interested in knowing, have you ever fought anyone who's his size?
Back in my amateur days, I fought a couple of people. I fought one person that was 6 foot tall before. I mean, my training partners, I'm used to fighting taller opponents. A lot of my training partners are around 5'10", 5'11". So, of course, there's going to be a lot of reach advantage for him and whatnot. But I mean, I'm used to it. I'm ready. I got my footwork, everything like sharpen up my stand-up game, and I'll be ready. Well, it shouldn't affect me too much.
With your style, do you think that's an advantage for him or a disadvantage for him? And if you think it's an advantage for him, how do you plan on dealing with his height and his reach?
Yeah, I don't know. There's advantages and disadvantages on both sides, I would say. As far as handling his reach, there's just a lot of footwork, a lot of movement, and being able to work my tools in the game and take the fight where I want it to be, and not play his game, not stay at the end of his punches, work inside, and make sure he doesn't get a good read on me, and he can't use that reach and keep me at the end of his punches the whole time.
This might be a difficult series of questions for you to answer because I'm asking you to get in the mind of your opponent. What do you think his camp is telling him to do against you in this fight? And also, how much do you think they know about you?
Not too sure his game plan. I know he's really good at submissions. I'm sure they're going to be thinking about that, and I'm sure they know they have the big height advantage. So I'm sure they're going to be trying to stick me at the end of his punches, keeping me on the outside. About what are they thinking? I'm not too sure what their game plan would be, but like I said, I'm ready for any kind of fight, no matter where it goes. I think I'll be able to beat him. And the stand-up, the ground, anywhere he goes, I'm ready.
In my opinion, this is a very big opportunity for your career because, you know, the old saying is you can kill two birds with one stone. But really in this fight, should you win, you're killing three birds with one stone because obviously if you win this fight, you'll be the interim champion, so you win a belt. If you win this fight, you set up a fight for the undisputed belt against Ruben Duran. And Ruben Duran, very experienced fighters, fought in the UFC. He's the current 135 champion for King of the Cage. So you have that. And then the third bird that you'll kill is if you beat John Duvall, because he's the current junior flyweight champion at 125 pounds for King of the Cage. So you're not just beating a contender who they just threw in there. You're beating a champion, a guy who's holding a belt at a different weight class. So in your opinion, how big is this opportunity?
Oh, this is a huge opportunity. This is why I jumped on it so quick and was so quick to say yes. Working with Michigan top team, Kara Rowe, Darren Cruikshank, actually in Boston right now, training with some guys out here and supporting Darren Cruikshank on his UFC fight coming up. So, yeah, it's a huge opportunity for me, and take one fight at a time, just focusing on beating John Duvall and taking that belt, and then whatever happens from there, I'll be ready to go.
Your opponent, John Duvall, is from Iowa, and this fight is going to be taking place in Iowa. So are you looking forward to playing that, quote, bad guy role as you go into enemy territory? Are you looking forward to raining on the parade? Because obviously a lot of people are going to be showing up to the fight hoping that the local guy will win the fight. So are you looking forward to playing the bad guy role as you go into enemy territory?
Yeah, I definitely don't mind it. I like to travel. I like to fight out of state. It doesn't really bother me too much. It's always nice to have your friends and family there supporting you. But I mean, I'm a fighter. This is my job. So I mean, wherever the fight is, I'll go and take that win. It doesn't bother me to be the bad guy. Of course, he's gonna have a lot of support there and whatnot. But I mean, once I see the fight, I'm sure I'm gonna win the crowd over.
When it comes to champions from the state of Michigan, King of the Cage has a very rich history. Guys like James Lee, Brandon Hunt, Brad Burrick, the late great Dom O'Grady, Tony Hervey, David Shepard, all those guys have come from Michigan and have won titles under the King of the Cage banner. Would it mean a lot for you to join that group? Is that something that's important to you, being mentioned in the same breath as those guys?
Oh, definitely. All those guys are really good. I've always looked up to those guys. I trained with a couple of them. It would be an honor to take that belt and be another person from Michigan taking on the King of the Cage title and representing for Michigan. It's always a good thing. Yeah, I'm very excited. I can't wait to get out there and fight for King of the Cage again and show them why I belong there and why I deserve their title.
Prediction for the fight?
Prediction, take it, well, me winning, probably, I don't want to give away too much, but definitely going to win and definitely did not plan on being a decision.
Derrick, we'll end on this. It's a little segment I like to call Really Random. That's where I ask you a random question and you give me the real answer. Some of these questions are custom made just for you, and some of these questions are random ones that I ask all the people I interview. So here's the first question. Superpower you'd love to have?
Flying would be awesome. Travel quicker and be able to do a lot more stuff, not having to worry about transportation.
Favorite movie?
Probably, I love the Harry Potter series. Those are always been my favorite.
Movie you've seen the most times?
Probably Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire.
Favorite color?
Red.
Favorite guilty pleasure?
Favorite guilty pleasure? Not sure, probably training a lot.
Go-to song when you're singing in the shower?
Not sure. I don't sing in the shower, so I'm not really sure, man.
Celebrity people say you look like?
I get a lot of TJ Dillashaw I look like, and then probably TJ Dillashaw.
Besides fighting, what are you passionate about?
I've always been really passionate about hockey. That was always my main sport growing up, and that's something I love to do. I love to play some drop-in hockey with my friends and family, and rollerblade, ice hockey, anything.
What motivates you, both in fighting and in life?
Family and friends, and passion just to go on. Family's always been there for me. My parents always strive for me to do the best I can, and no matter what I do, to do it 100% and be great at it.
I brought it up at the beginning of the interview when I said you had a controversial split decision loss to Josh Robinson. Personally, I scored the fight 48-47 for you. First, how did you see that fight? And second, when you went back and you watched that fight, was there anything you saw when you watched the film that you were able to look at and go, okay, well, this is why they gave the fight to him? Is there anything that you saw when you went back and watched the fight that you can point to and say, okay, this is why he won the fight?
I watched it a few times. There's a few flaws I picked out and things I learned from the fight that I actually was able to improve on and I worked on through 2015. But no, I mean, I thought I won the fight after watching the video. I thought I won the fight still. Of course, the judges are judges and they'll judge it the way they see it. So no excuses. Like they said, don't leave the fight up to the decision, and that's what I plan on doing from now on. Don't let it go to the judges' scorecards and win by submission or KO and finish it. No excuses.
I have to apologize to you because the two times I've seen you fight live, you lost both those fights. The first fight against James Gray, when you lost by submission, and then the second fight, you lost to Josh Robinson by split decision. So I have to apologize. I guess I'm your bad luck charm, but I can assure you I will not be within 100 miles of Iowa, and I will not be anywhere near this venue, so you don't have to worry about your bad luck charm being there. So
That's good.
But I'm interested in knowing, how much will that experience against Robinson help you on January 30th?
It helped me a lot already. Like I said, after that fight, me and my coaches went back to the drawing board and picked out a lot of things that I needed to work on through that. And throughout 2015, I've been working with my boxing coach, Kara Rowe, Taekwondo coach, Nicole Bright, Stars and Strikes, James Beneteau, Michigan Top Team, Jason Fisher, Darren Cruikshank, Mike Hernandez, Cody Stamen. Been working with all these guys, working on a lot of my stand-up, a lot of my footwork, ground game, just all around sharpening everything up and getting ready to make that move to the next level.
In the past, some of the knocks on you have been you're a decision fighter and you're someone who's a slow starter. Some of your opponents in the past have said these things about you. Do you agree with any of that? Or is there any moments in your career that you can look back on and say, they might be right in that situation? Do you agree with any of that?
Yeah, that might be right back in the day, but like I said, I've improved tenfold, and I have my camps and my coaches behind me that have been working with me, and I plan on showing everyone how much I've changed, and especially with this fight coming up, how much I've changed and how much I've grown as a fighter in every aspect of the game. So yeah, there will be no more slow starts and no more hopefully no more decisions for me.
Favorite food?
I love chicken parmesan and pizza, but during fight camps you gotta stay away from some of that stuff.
Least favorite food?
Probably any kind of really spicy food I stay away from.
Favorite restaurant?
P.F. Chang's or probably Black Rock.
Do you have any pre-fight rituals or superstitions?
No, I'm not a big superstition guy. I just like to, before on fight day, wake up early, get a good workout in, get my lungs opened up, and get ready to go out there and get ready to fight.
Do you have any post-fight rituals?
No, take a shower, get the sweat off me, any blood that's on me, clean up, and just have a good time with my friends and family that are there.
Hobbies outside of fighting?
Like I said, hockey. Hockey's a big one. Love to play hockey, and anything, watching movies. I like to watch a lot of movies, playing PlayStation 4, just hanging out with family and friends.
If you could stay one age forever, how old would you stay?
Probably pick 25. Car insurance goes down, and right there, gonna be your prime.
If you could trade places with anyone in the world for a week, who would you trade places with, and why?
Back in the day, I'd always pick Paul Kariya. He used to be my favorite hockey player back in the day, and I think it'd be awesome to be able to play in the NHL and have a good time there. Now, I'd probably pick TJ Dillashaw or Marty Mouse, anyone with the UFC title. that'd be huge.
Are you going to try to get a picture with Dillashaw? You're in Boston right now, and he's fighting this weekend. You can have like a look-alike photo.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've seen him around. I actually was at Alpha Male about a year back, and I was training with him, so it was awesome to get that opportunity too.
Are you a full-time fighter, or do you work a second job?
I'm a full-time fighter mostly. I have my dad and my brother own a business called Plymouth Carpet Service and ASD Waterworks, and I work for them whenever they need me and whenever I have downtime from fighting.
Favorite band and or solo artist?
I'd probably have to say probably Jay-Z would be my favorite artist. Your
nickname has a very good ring to it. Derrick "Give 'em Hell" Mandell. Great ring to it. Who gave you that nickname?
When I was amateur, Jeff Pittock, I was weighing in, and he's the one that came up with "Give 'em Hell," and it flowed really well, and I liked it, and like you said, that's what I like to do. I like to go in there and give some people some hell.
Favorite social media platform?
Instagram.
Website you visit most often?
Probably the UG, MMA.tv.
Piece of technology you can't live without?
Oh, my phone. You can do everything on phones nowadays. Surf the internet, make calls, keep in touch with people. Definitely have to be my cell phone.
What's your porn star name? If you combine your childhood pet with the street you grew up on, what's your porn star name?
Darren Cronin.
Who's your celebrity crush?
Celebrity crush, Emma Watson.
What's your pet peeve?
My pet peeve, probably everything being organized, everything being put back in its place. My car always has to be clean. If there's anything like in the back seat, any wrappers that my friends leave, that's a big pet peeve for me. I don't like a dirty car.
Let's say you found a magic lamp, and you rubbed that magic lamp, and a genie appeared, and the genie said he was going to grant you 3 wishes. What would those 3 wishes be?
3 wishes that I'd wish for. Probably, first wish would probably be making sure all my family and friends were happy and successful. Second one would be getting a title shot. And third one would probably be $1 million.
What's the best thing that ever happened to you?
Best thing that ever happened to me? Probably just getting involved in MMA and making this one of my jobs and one of my life dreams. You know, I wouldn't trade this for anything. This is definitely any path that I would choose. I would choose to do this. What's the worst thing that ever happened to you? Worst thing, a couple of years ago, totaling my car and getting into a bad crash. That's probably the worst thing that ever happened so far. Time period you'd like to go back and visit? High school days. You know, that's always a good time back then. Being close to all your family and friends and being able to wrestle, play hockey, and doing all those sports. That was a fun time. Person you look up to the most? Definitely would have to be my parents. You know, my dad's always worked got as many jobs as he needed to, always supported us, and my mom's always been very strong, and they've always taught me to do everything to my fullest potential. Number 1 thing on your bucket list? Fight for the UFC, make it as far as I can in my fighting career. Best advice you were ever given through life, and best advice you were ever given through fighting, and who gave it to you? My high school teacher, Mr. Studdard, always told me to always make sure that I don't rely on anyone for happiness. Always be happy with myself and don't rely on anybody else to give me that happiness. What do you worry about? What's something that keeps you up at night? Not being able to support for family, mom and dad not having things, just failing altogether, you know. What's your hidden talent? Not sure. I'm always been athletic, probably about the hockey thing, so I'd probably say that hockey. Last question. If you could change one thing about the world, what would you change and why? Probably all the violence, all the attacks at innocent people, and all that. Definitely just because, I mean, you don't want to be, I don't think anyone deserves going through their normal day and then having shooters or any messing up days and ruining families and just making heartbreak people. Derrick, real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you'd like to thank, and is there anything you'd like to say to the fans? No, just January 30th, just we had a show and is going to be watching, get ready for fireworks to go off, and get ready to have a new title holder. I'd like to thank SCG, Jeremy, for setting up fights, Michigan Top Team, Stars and Strikes, and
Derrick, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it. Good luck January 30th at King of the Cage Cold War against John Duvall.
Thank you.